Welcome to, I wasn't even ready then. Welcome to podcasting.co.uk. This is all about what's working in podcasting and what isn't. And I'm going to show you behind the curtain. I'm going to lift up behind the curtain and show you exactly what I am learning along my journey. I have a podcast called Motivate Me. It will soon be changed to Motivated Entrepreneur. And there's a long backstory to that, but I'll get into that in later episodes. So at the minute, it's called Motivate Me. It's a daily podcast. It's been released for nearly 3 months, and we've already hit 20,000 downloads, and we just hit 10,000 downloads last month. I'm super thrilled with it. I'm really happy with it, but I want to go further. I want to go much further. I want to get 1 million downloads per month. And I'm going to document the journey here because I know that if you're an entrepreneur, if you've got your own business, and podcasting is for you. I don't care what business you're in. I promise you, you can have and you can make it work and you can make it viable and you can make it a great return on investment if you just put in the time. There's actually not that much time in podcasting. It is a great platform, and I'm here to show you and help you through every single step of the way. I know it's changed my life, and I'll get into that in a minute. For the better. And I want it to do the same for you guys as well, because I know that podcasting has a potential. And it's still the early stages as well. Podcasting is still so early. And I know Joe Rogan's just signed that £100 million deal, but we've only got 1 million podcasts out right now. How many blogs we've got? How many YouTube channels is he? This medium is growing. It will keep blowing up. And this is still the very, very early stages. So I recommend that everybody get into podcasting right now. So or very, very soon, as soon as you can. So what we're doing on this podcast is I want to show you behind the curtain. I want to show you about what works and what doesn't in podcasting. I'm going to make mistakes. Of course I am. Some things aren't going to hit. Some paid things I do aren't going to do very well. Some of my episodes are not going to do very well. But what I want to do is be open and transparent with you guys and show you every single step of the way. I'm going to show you who I'm working with and how well we're doing. And I've took every single course on the planet to do with podcasting. I must have spent £15,000 on podcasting courses, maybe not quite that much, but I am dedicated now to learning this craft. I've had 3 podcasts before, and I've still got 3 going right now. I've got The Betting Guy. I once had a betting shop, and I sold it to a national firm in England called Corals, and I did rather well out of that, which set me up to start my next business, which is a self-storage facility, which we've still got now. We've got 2 self-storage facilities, and that's why I can do podcasting, because I've got a lot of time, because the staff there are absolutely amazing, so then it just allows me to do my podcasting. So back to the podcast that I've got The Betting Guy. I took Pat Flynn's course, Power Up Podcasting, brilliant course. I took that course 4 years ago, something like that. And I thought that, you know what, let's talk about gambling. Let's talk about betting. Let's make sure we can help people who have got issues with gambling and make sure people never ever put on more than they can afford to lose on a sporting outcome. I never ever once believed that this would be popular. And sure enough, as soon as we downloaded it, it started gradually, organically growing, and all of a sudden we was having 60,000 downloads a month. I was like, oh my god, 60,000 downloads, bloody hell. A big national bookmaker got in contact with me and asked if they could sponsor me for £30,000 and give me a bonus of £10,000 just for 9 months work. And it was only taking me 2 hours per week. And the bonus, we smashed the bonus. We easily hit the bonus. So I got £40,000 for 9 months work for 2 hours a week. And all of a sudden I'm like, holy moly, this is good. And so what I did was then I continued to do that, but then we launched some products alongside it, which was a 6-figure launch as well. It was incredible. Like I say, it's changed my life. Then I started hacking self-storage because I'm into self-storage. Self-storage, that is what I'm good at. I know self-storage inside and out. And it's a very, very small niche. It doesn't matter how small your niche is, because however small your niche is, people will find you. Your ideal avatar, your ideal customer will find you. And we're still only getting, I'll just turn my earphones on. I've got my earphones on. I can hear them. I can hear my podcast going away. Not mine, but somebody else's podcast. The Amazing Seller Guy. Well, he's just changed it anyway. Scott, I always forget his second name. Anyway, him. That's what I've been listening to. Just you'll notice that I just go off on a tangent. I'm literally talking about one thing and then I go off on a tangent and then eventually come back around to it. Okay, so hacking self-storage. The great thing about hacking self-storage was it was only getting maybe 400 downloads a week. And we was having 2 podcasts per week. 400 downloads, not a lot. Not a lot of downloads. But do you know what it did? It opened so many doors. I could speak to the world's best at Self Storage. They was opening their door. I could contact them and I could ask them questions. If you ask the world's best in your industry, in your niche, I don't want to offend anybody. If you ask the world's best, then the likelihood is they don't have time to talk to you. But if you say, I've got a podcast, they're more likely to jump on the phone with you, jump on Skype, jump on Zoom, whatever it may be, and you can ask them questions. All I do is I ask the world's best questions that I want to know. Because if I want to know, I know my audience will want to know because I'm a self-storage owner. My audience is self-storage owners. So selfishly, what it does is it allows me to open that door, open the communication, have a relationship with the world's best. And that is priceless. Not only that, I got invited to speak in Vegas. Now, as soon as I got invited to speak in Vegas, I've never spoken before. This is the biggest self-storage conference in the world. And I got invited to speak. Lonely old me from a little town in Beverly. 5 minutes already, right? It was only supposed to be a short message. I can talk. And my first reaction was, no, I'm not speaking, no, thank you very much. I thought, how can I let him down gently? But then I thought, no, do you know what? If you're apprehensive, if you're nervous, that's the universe's way of telling you you've got to go that direction. So I was like, no, universe, I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it. Anyway, long story short, I did it. I absolutely loved it. I've been invited back to speak every year since. And then the European Self-Storage Conference heard me speak. I heard that I spoke. They asked me to do a piece in the magazine, the big national magazine, and tell me about my experience. And then I had to speak in front of 800 people in the Churchill, somewhere in London anyway, the Queen Elizabeth II Conference Centre, the biggest conference centre in the UK, and the biggest room in that conference centre is the Churchill room, obviously Churchill. And I was absolutely panicking. But I did a speech and it was amazing. And so it can elevate your stature in your industry. It really can. It can change your life so much. And so now I've started Motivate Me, because the reason why I started Motivate Me was because I'm really honest. If I'm honest here, I was worried about, I've got two sons, 1 4 and 1 5, and I was worried about passing away before I could pass on any of my education, because I've been on an educational journey for 5 years now where I literally probably educate myself 4 or 5 hours. Like I said, I'm very, very lucky to have a business that runs itself almost, and I just have to do the overview of it. And so I can get to educate myself, listen to podcasts and listen to audiobooks. And what that's allowed me to do is get a lot of knowledge around certain subjects. And so I wanted to pass on. I can tell I'm getting nervous because I'm playing my ring, my Aurora ring. Anyway, so I wanted to pass. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to pass on my knowledge to my 2 kids, and that was really heartbreaking for me. I thought, well, okay, I'll start a YouTube channel. So I started a private YouTube channel. I thought, wait a minute, if this can help them, and if I just document what I've learned, then this can help other people. So what I did was I started Motivate Me, and I just started documenting 7 days a week exactly what I've learned that day, or the lessons I've learned in the past week, 2 weeks, month, or whatever it was. What I do when I'm listening to an audiobook or a podcast, I have my notes open and I might just take some notes. I'm very conscious that I might be boring you guys right now. And so that was where Motivate Me was born. I wanted to help my sons if anything happens to me. And by the way, I'm very healthy. Believe it or not, I'm only 38. I might look a bit older. It's a haircut. And so, yeah, that is where Motivate Me was born. And all of a sudden I thought, do you know what? I love podcasting so much, and I know it's an important message. Why don't I document the whole journey so people can see how I've been successful and how I've lost, and, document the whole journey. Because at the minute, like I say, we're at 10,000 downloads for the month of May. Next month, June, I want to hit 20,000 downloads. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to document the whole journey. I'm going to tell you what works, what doesn't. I'm going to give you my takeaway of the day as well. And there's a mailing list as well. I haven't, at this point right now, I haven't set it up, but I will be setting it up very, very soon. So put your name in there. By the time this goes live, I don't even know why I said it's not set up right now, because by the time this goes live, it will be set up. So just put your email in there. And what I'll do is I'll keep emailing you, I want to say once a week, hopefully once a week, with takeaways and just useful information and useful, knowledgeable tips or whatever of just put your email in. Let's see what happens. So that is the whole journey. My aim. I don't know if I've told you my aim. My aim, don't laugh at me, don't you dare laugh. I want to get 1 million downloads per month. Now, it's a daily podcast. That means that we need to be just over 30,000 downloads per episode. And I don't think that's too hard. I think that is very, very much achievable. I've set myself a timeline of 24 months or 2 years. I think I'll smash it. I think I'll get 1 million downloads probably around about 12 to 15 months into this journey. That's a year, many. Well, I've given myself a little bit longer runway just in case. I don't want to look an idiot on here. But it's all a journey. It's all education. It's all fun, and we're going to document myself and just see what happens. And hopefully, you get to learn along the way. And you get to see behind the curtains of a podcast that is going all in. I'm really going all in. You will see exactly how much I spend, what I spend on. I'd spend social media, whether it's other podcasting sites, whether it's other podcasts, whatever it may be. I'm just going to be open and honest. I'm going to tell you exactly what I learned from what course, because I took every single podcasting course out there. There's some good, there's some not so good, there's some in betweeners. And don't get me wrong, there's no way I'm going to I've ever call out the podcasting courses that aren't particular, or I didn't get anything from, but I would never do that. But I will certainly document the podcasting courses that I learned something from. And join me on this journey. Podcasting.co.uk. Sorry, do you know what? This was supposed to be a 2-minute intro, believe it or not. And every single episode is supposed to be 2 minutes. And I'm going to damn try to get 2 minutes. Anyway, why I love podcasting changed my life. I haven't really told you. No. My biggest failure. I had a restaurant. I lost £250,000. I lost my dad 6 figures as well. And the self-development really, really helped me. And part of that self-development was taking Pat Flynn's course. And that is why it all of a sudden changed my life. And I know it can change your life. I haven't got time to go into the full story, but I've done a podcast on it. I think it's episode 7 or 8. Episode 8 have motivated me. What else? That's it. I think I've actually gone through every one of my little notes. Like I say, I can talk. So join me on this journey. And it's hashtag 0 to 1 million downloads. I don't know if that's going to catch on or not. I've never really used a hashtag in my life, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll probably have to do another instruction because it's probably just poor. But it doesn't matter. It's all authentic, and that's what I'm all about. Being authentic and just being you. Being unashamedly you. And that's exactly what I am. So hopefully you're going to enjoy this journey with me, and I'm just going to show you everything. And it's not polished. But I'm not polished. I'm not polished in any form of my life, and there's no point in me trying to, because you'll see straight through it. So what's the point? So I might as well just do me. Okay. I actually genuinely don't want to go. Right. Thank you so much for listening to this. I appreciate you, and enjoy this podcasting journey with me. If you've got any questions, let me know. And if I don't know the answer, which hopefully I should do by now, because I've done over 1,000 episodes. We've got nearly 1 million downloads. So hopefully I've took every podcasting course out there. The only things that I'm not particularly very good at is the setup, the technology, the microphones, and got microphones bloody everywhere. Purely because I outsource that, because I am a strong believer in you do what nobody else can do. That is how you grow a business. You focus on doing the things that nobody else can do. For me, that's content creation. That is me recording the podcast. Nobody else can do that. Everybody else can set up the RSS feed. And don't get me wrong, I obviously know enough to get by, but I have got my virtual assistants and my people who we work with. And I might get them on as well to do a setup, because I know so many people are asking how to set up a podcast, and it's not as hard as people make you believe. If I can do it, and I did it all on my own, if I can do it, I'm not technically savvy whatsoever. I struggled putting this together. I really did. So if I can do it, then I know you guys can do it as well. Okay, right. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me. Bloody hell, it's nearly been 15 minutes. I'll speak to you every single day from now on for the rest of the year. We're going to do it for 365 years. That is no matter what happens, 365 days a year, on holidays, you name it, we're going to be here. That is my commitment to you. Okay, I can't wait to start this journey. It's going to be absolutely awesome. It's like you're my accountability buddy. All right, have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.